Lone Druid. Whether he's running you down and rooting you, or taking your buildings in seconds, this hero can be super annoying to deal with. I get it, sometimes you think you're playing against a bear, but it's really just a little rat nibbling away at your sanity. But how do you counter it? Let's start by discussing draft. According to DotaBuff, these are the heroes that fare well against Lone Druid. Some common features you may notice between heroes like Beastmaster, Naga, and Underlord is that they typically like to play with additional units or illusions, or buy aura items and group up with their team. Lone Druid does not have any innate AoE damage or spells he can spam to clear out waves, so early pressure from these grouped up playstyles can overwhelm him. Another feature that many Lone Druid counters share is the ability to close the distance and jump him in the backline, surprising him with a reliable stun or burst damage. Heroes like Batrider and Sand King can find and catch Lone Druid, while heroes like Chaos Knight and PA, Phantom Assassin, can burst him before he has a chance to ult. Honorable mention goes to Winter Wyvern. Although he's not the best backline jumper or aura buyer, Winter's Curse grows in value the stronger the bear gets. Sometimes you can't control the draft, or you get surprised by a last pick Lone Druid, so let's talk about things to keep in mind after the draft. Laning. Lone Druid can be played in any core role, but is most typically found mid. Because of relatively recent changes, both Lone Druid and his bear are considered universal heroes, and last hitting against him can be tough as his damage ramps up. That being said, this hero has weaknesses in lane that can be abused. Here are some to keep in mind. Whittling the bear down. Harassing the main hero is typically not productive because of the shared lifesteal from the bear, but harassing the bear throughout the lane may force him to resummon or send the bear back to base, giving you more opportunities to lane. Killing the main hero. Any Lone Druid player knows that dying while your bear resummon spell is on cooldown is the worst feeling in the world. Try to coordinate an early gank with your team to kill him before he gets level 6. Minimizing contact in lane. If you do not get help from your team, then Lone Druid may start to bully you in lane. The best things you can do is to limit contact in lane by aggroing creeps away from him, or pushing the lane out with spells and leaving to farm the jungle or gank other lanes. Playing the map. Although Lone Druid isn't a spellcaster or a magic type hero, his strength is still dependent on his skills. Lone Druid players are focused on managing the cooldowns of their bear and their ultimate. Therefore, there's two types of plays to keep in mind. The first is trying to burst Lone Druid before he can get his ult off. In an ideal scenario, you can get the jump on Lone Druid and surprise him before he reacts with true form. A play like this can be achieved by placing vision in areas where Lone Druid might farm, and smoking with a reliable amount of disable and burst damage. However, this requires coordination with your team, and sometimes your draft just might not have the tools to kill him as quickly as needed. The second idea is playing around Lone Druid's cooldowns. When you play against a hero like Faceless Void, the best time to fight is usually when his ultimate is on cooldown. The same thought process can be applied when playing against Lone Druid. If you know the Lone Druid has used his ultimate and it's on cooldown, or it's about to run out, he will be extremely vulnerable. These are the best times to force a fight. High ground. When going high ground against this hero, it's extremely easy if you can kill or kite the bear somehow. Keep in mind that if you follow previous tips, then you will be fighting against a disadvantaged Lone Druid. Even if he decides to buy back, his ultimate may still be on cooldown and he will have one bear at most. When defending high ground against Lone Druid, typically the bear will be frontlining and his enemy team will be sitting behind it. The name of the game is poke. Throw spells at the bear, disarm it, stun it, separate it from the hero, lower its armor, stall with glyphs. The goal here is to stall and poke until you see an opening. The Lone Druid may have ulted, and you may be able to stall until the ult runs out, but ideally you're hoping to get the bear low enough, so Lone Druid either has to retreat or resummon the bear. If he retreats, then congrats, you defended high ground successfully. If he resummons the bear, then it's time to step on the gas and force a fight. Itemization. A gap-closing item to help get on top of Lone Druid is useful for heroes with high burst damage and or disable. Think of items like Blink and Shadowblade. Kiting items are fantastic against Lone Druid. Items like Halberd, Yules, Force Staff can help you deal with the bear, allowing spells to be used on the main hero. Additionally, building items with armor or evasion can help you survive a lot longer since Lone Druid lacks any serious magic damage. These items could include Radiance, Lotus Orb, Guardian Greaves, and Shivas. Here are a couple of tips to help you deal with Lone Druid a bit better. An important mechanic to understand about Lone Druid is his shared lifesteal. When the bear hits something, the hero gains HP. Not understanding this often leads to some bad outcomes if you tunnel vision on trying to kill the hero. Make sure you disable or kite the bear if you're trying to kill the main hero to limit his healing. When Lone Druid gets Ags, he can play detached from his bear. If you notice he is trying to split push and rat your buildings, then you need to put more priority on killing the bear. The last thing you want is the bear to take your racks while you're in the middle of a team fight. Make sure you keep one eye on what the bear is doing and always keep creep waves pushed out.
Well, that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope it helped a bit. Please leave a comment if there's any other kind of content you'd like to see, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.